it's kind of an amazing statistic, the fact that for the first time in the history of humans on this planet, there are more people over the age of 65 than under the age of 5 years old. It hasn't been that way. We weren't living that long to have that statistic. So now that we have this massive population, it's impacting our, not just our economics, but across the board, our environment, because we have to sustain those lives now. So before, we didn't have to use the resources, the environmental resources, the food, the water. We didn't have, it impacts the private sectors, the government sectors, all these institutions that support aging individuals are all being flooded, and that affects everyone. And for women specifically, it's something that we should be aware of, because women take on, usually they're responsible for ailing family members. They're the ones who stay home from work and take care of whoever's sick, which means that women lose work time, so they're losing wages, they're losing retirement and pension, and it takes an effect. It affects them also in an adverse way, usually because of the stress. They become ill, they become stressed out, they age quicker. These are the impacts that happen to women specifically, or how it impacts women specifically. So it really serves us to understand that as we get older, it's very important that we take on the responsibility of taking care of ourselves and doing the best that we can, because there will be something. Aging is by nature a decline. And if we don't pay attention to that decline, and we don't do what we can to slow it down as much as possible and stay strong as long as we can and capable and healthy, then we will either end up living a very ailed life that other people have to take care of us, or we're going to end up living a shorter life. So something that we all have to pay attention to and take a responsibility for. And so instead of having a midlife crises, I want us all to look at it as a midlife celebration, because we get to live another 40 years. And I think that that's pretty cool. And if we're lucky, we'll get to be older. If we're lucky, we'll get to be old longer than we were ever young. Absolutely. Yep. Being able to feel confident in yourself, knowing that you're doing the best that you can to take care of yourself, and putting the value where it's important. Women, if you're only concentrating on and giving value to what's happening externally, of course, you can't win there. It's going to change. But what changes within you as you grow older, the wisdom, what you have to offer, the confidence within you, those are very valuable. Those things are just as valuable. How I affect the people around me, the people that I love, the people that I are responsible for, or who are responsible for me in the ways of life and living, how I affect them, what I can give to them, how I can make their life better, how they make my life better. That's the true value. That's really living. That's really being engaged in life in a real way. And that's something that I value over anything.